What's good, YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about the Atlanta Hawks, your boy Nehemiah, aka Neo, by the way. And I just want to talk about them in terms of how they're going to fit in the Eastern Conference, how they're going to improve from last year, and whether or not I think that they're ready to make a Eastern Conference Finals run like they did last year, or 2 years ago, excuse me. So let's just look at this roster first of all. We have Dejounte Murray, who is a new player to this roster. Jalen Johnson, I'm pretty sure. Well, I can't stamp that. Yeah, he was a player last year, but he didn't really get that much experience, if I'm not mistaken. But Aaron and Justin Holiday are two new players, both who could also improve the defense along with Dejounte Murray as guards. So I think that's going to be really solid. Jarrett Culver is a new player, but he's kind of mid right now. I don't really want to talk about him. But I think that there's a lot to look at when it comes to this team, especially when we talk about how this team meshes well with itself and how they could really just improve upon what they were last year. Looking at their videos from this last postseason, looking at how Trae Young is being played right now, his first three possessions in this game in terms of shooting the ball, he had to actually just let it fly from the far 3 point line. And there's a reason for that. He didn't really get the enough amount of opportunity to actually drive to the lane. They're always just on his tail when he's just shooting, and even when he's just not carrying the ball, they're just hounding him. They're sending extra help right here, and it just leads for him to shoot these just long contested threes. And even though he's been making a couple of them earlier this game, it leads to them just having no rhythm. And this isn't just accounting for the turnovers he's had, the other shots that he's had. These are just threes. These are just three so far. He shot 10 threes and overall 11 shots. That's not a good recipe for a really good offense. This is probably going to be the last position we look at because it's just the same tale all over again. At the very top of the key, they're just sending two players at him. No matter what, they're switching. Even if he does get off the ball, he's just going to get double teamed. I'm pretty sure he makes this one. But even if he doesn't, it's still a very bad tale of like really bad offense. He's just really stagnating. Look at all this. He wasn't able to go inside, and I think that that's just the reason why they're probably gonna emphasize a lot more on Dejounte Murray. Dejounte Murray, I think I already pulled up his stats, but he's gonna provide a lot more playmaking. A 9 assist point or a 9 assist per game guy. That's someone that you really need in terms of how you want your star to be playing off ball. You want someone who's able to carry the offense on his own. He was able to carry San Antonio's offense for a really good while, especially as pretty much the lone shot creator and the lone playmaker. Even if he wasn't the lone shot creator, there's a guy like Keldon Johnson who's also able to shoot his to create it for himself. But not only that, even on the defensive end, we already know about Trae Young on the defense, so it really doesn't matter. But this guy is probably going to be a perfect mate in terms of the defensive end. So we really have something good with that. Now, looking at the rest of the roster, though, in terms of how they can improve, I would say that they do have enough. DeAndre Hunter, Dejounte Murray, Justin Holiday, Aaron Holiday, all really good defenders. We have a guy like John Collins who could also provide a lot from that end. Onyeka Okongwu could also provide a lot from that end. But when we're talking about how good this team can be, it really depends on one thing, and it's the center position. I think that Onyeka at his best could really just fill that hole. Pause. But we have a guy like Clint Capella who's already just established as a really good center in this league, and I don't think that they're gonna really trade him off unless they're gonna get a really good big in return. So looking at that, it's gonna be really hard for me to expect this team to be as great as the 2021 version. And I think that a lot of things went in their way for the 2021 guys to really just be there. But honestly, I don't really mind how this team is looking right now. I think that when we look at their competition, I think that they do at least have a lot of problem matchups in terms of the other way around. I think the Toronto Raptors could pull off something that the Miami Heat did, and I think that those are the only two teams that could really just stop them. But I think What stops them from bouncing out Philly? What stops them from bouncing out Milwaukee if Trae Young is healthy? Even if they do pull off something where Trae Young is just not as effective as he used to be, we have a guy like DeJounte Murray now. And I don't think that the Milwaukee Bucks have the best perimeter defenders outside of Drew Holiday. So I think that that's going to be a really good sight to see. Cleveland, they already bounced them out in the play-in, but I do think that if Jarrett Allen was 100% healthy, we would be talking about it a little bit different. And I think a team like Brooklyn, a team like Charlotte, a team like Chicago, I think that these guys, I think that they don't have what it takes to really stop Trae Young. And if they don't have, or if they do have what it takes to stop Trae Young, I don't think they have what it takes to stop DeJounte Murray. Now, I won't lie, I don't remember. I don't remember if DeJounte Murray ever played in the playoffs to the point where he was like really a star. Yeah, but I do want to see what star DeJounte Murray looks like in the playoffs. I think that his ball pressure is going to be really effective. I think that if he's able to really just hound in on the rim, just have a lot of rim pressure, something of the sorts of kind of like a Kyrie, kind of like a Jean Morant, but on a lesser degree. I think that this team could really just have a lot of their way with a team like Brooklyn, who has no rim protection, Chicago, Charlotte, a team like maybe even the Toronto Raptors. But I think that they have a lot going for them that's outside of that. I don't think that they could really press Boston, but I think that the rest of the teams on this list, I think that they still do have a really good shot of like beating. When we look at again these possessions, we can even look at his turnovers this game if we really want to. It all comes from all this just a ball pressure that I don't think that he's gonna be seeing from now on. Look at it. They're just doubling him out on the top. I don't think that they're going to do this anymore with a guy like DeJounte Murray at the top of the key. Let me just turn the volume off too, because I'm not trying to get striked. Also, this video is going to get striked most likely, so y'all better save this video, or y'all better like this video. But just look at it. Like, no matter what, they are just going to get stopped at this point of the attack. So I think that a guy like DeJounte Murray, if it's him instead of Trae Young, I think that collapse, he could probably just look at the pass for Kevin Huerter or even Bogdan, or Kevin Huerter will probably be Trae Young in this scenario since he's not on the team anymore. But yeah, I think this is going to be really good for the Atlanta Hawks going forward, and I think that was just rushed. There's nothing really to defend that, but Trae Young is always going to get doubled. I just don't think that he's going to get doubled that much anymore. Again. So, that's it for me. I do think that this team has what it takes to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I would say that the biggest threat to them is this defense. This defense is probably going to be what's going to be the ending factor. I think that they still need a midseason trade. I think that if they could get a better big man, I think that's going to be really solid. But I think that there's going to be a bunch of teams in the East that are also looking for really solid big men. Except for these top three teams, I think that these guys are just going to try to look for that. And I think that that's going to be a really good competition in terms of looking at the trade deadline, who's going to be available. If Jakob Poeltl is going to be available, I think that each team that I marked down there, they should all go for him. But yeah, that's been it for me. It's been your boy Nehemiah, aka Neil, and today I hope you guys are having a great one. I'm going to be uploading a video or a couple of shorts soon, by the way. Mostly because YouTube news and shit like that. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great one.